Hello, fellow martial arts students. Uh, I saw this fight just last night, and I saw it's very important, so I came back to it and provide some insights to learning martial arts. Again, the purpose of me going over these fights that are freely available on YouTube uh, and providing my insights or commentary is for educational purposes. Okay, no copyright or no stealing of the content that's already available to other people. No copyright infringement intended. So, and the purpose, yeah, for educational purposes, but there's further purpose behind the educational purposes. I stated that to all the martial arts students or martial artists, the MMA fighter or non-MMA fighter, even the people in law enforcement and these secret agencies in the world. Okay, I know them, or police, law enforcement officers or secret agents, or even the what do you call these secret agent, secret service agencies. Um, Try to get in touch with me. They bought some of the martial art instructional manual that I released so far. I'm gonna, yeah, I've been saying that. Sorry, I don't have time to do everything that I want to do all at once or all so quickly. But I will put those, uh, the all written resources or all written documents and videos up publicly soon. Soon mean should be within 1 month. It could be tomorrow, because I just looked over those and estimated amount of work I have to do. But there's so much I want to do. So this is Pride FC. Yeah, before we watch this video, I want to show quickly what this event is because Pride FC events are very uh, difficult. Not the word I should be using, tricky. They are kind of tricky to follow because in the beginning it's like Pride FC 1, 2, 3, and so on, and then they make these special events that have no uh, number to it. Like, is it 33? Is it 35? Or we have no number to it, and then they name it. So this one in particular, they call it Final Conflict Absolute. Okay, because there's Final Conflict 1 and Final Conflict 2 and so on. So I'll show you what I mean. Again, the Pride FC events, UFC bought off Pride FC, so they own them, but they never continue. I think they bought off Pride FC pretty much to stop them. UFC bought Pride FC to compete in the MMA hosting business. That's what it's all about. It's hosting business, and they are controlling the martial arts world. And I'm gonna be honest. Okay, this is in the capitalism. This is called what's the word? Uh, oh my God, I'm forgetting the business word or legal word. Uh, you are eliminating competition and uh, sorry, I can't think of the word. I know the word, so well, I say if I remember it. So this is eliminating competition, and they control these fighters. Okay, there were stories coming out that Dana White himself didn't deny that Randy Couture tried to destroy, and the Tito Ortiz tried to destroy the business because he is controlling these fighters, and you know tying up with legal contract, and they can't go anywhere else, and he pays certain amount or something, and that's fine. Okay, whatever it is they need to do to be successful in the business, that's fine, but do not lie to public. Okay, and then they have so much legal what do you call it, regulations that they have to obey. Like USC hosting at Las Vegas, Nevada is different from hosting some Thailand stadium or Buffalo, New York. They don't talk about that. The rules are very different, and then even the gloves that they have to wear vary at the different geographic locations. That yeah. So like for example, I believe the UFC 33 or 32, where they hosted in Las Vegas, Nevada. Wanderlei Silva, the one that you've seen on your screen now, did very poorly. He did very badly because of the uh, rules. Like there's no knee, no elbow, and no kicking whatsoever allowed when the opponent is grounded. So they were fighting in Japan with these rules, like where Sakuraba was getting very popular with these, because he can be creative and he can use these, uh, you know, he can be creative, and the rules do not tie him up within his creativity. That's what martial art is all about. You have to. There's so many ways to win, so many ways to deal with the tall opponent, a big opponent, a big fat guy, heavy, really really heavy opponent, or what else? A really strong opponent. You're really weak, and then the other guy is really fast, and then the guy with so much reach and so on. But once you restrict within certain rules, then you're screwed. The rules that I only agree with are like, yeah, don't touch the eyes, eye gouging, not good. And I don't agree with no headbutts. But headbutts are real. Headbutts are very important. If you allow elbows, then you should allow headbutts, because in fact, the elbow can damage the eye. If someone really really cleanly uh, hit someone in socket area, it can blind. There were some people who got blinded in MMA fights. By the way, Don Fry almost got blinded by the dirty Gilbert Ival, or Evil, his last name, and then the old MMA fight. What's his name? Hickson Gracie, but it's not Hickson Gracie. That way it's a tournament where Hickson Gracie actually won. But Yuki Nakai versus some French martial artist, Savate. The guy was dirty. I mean, he was merciless. He was like purposely kicking into the eyes with the toes, to do the damage. I got a little tick that's flying around here. I don't know where I went outside. Sorry. Um, so I was going over the rules, right? The headbutt should be allowed, because the elbows are just as dangerous as headbutt. A headbutt, you cannot blind somebody by headbutting. So the elbows, headbutt can damage the nose. That your nose gotta be strong, and there are ways to train for these things. Trust me, okay? It's some I've been headbutted and nothing happened when I headbutt other people, or they suffer a lot. And I'm not gonna keep the secret. Okay, you have to meditate. Okay, you have to meditate, and people have to know themselves. They gotta be strong from within. And these MMA fighters, especially the MMA fighters, they're looking for shortcuts. Most of them are not honorable martial artists, And we will see now in modern days that the Pride FCD's events I'm reviewing, they are kind of old, and UFC too, older UFC. Everybody was using, majority of them. Okay, probably not everybody, but majority of them was using steroids, and they probably feel the same effect that I'm talking about. You got to feel strong from within, but the strength that they feel from within is false strength. That's why you see his shin breaking in half and crazy knockout, and some elbow came out. And when you look at the fight, uh, wait a minute, that's not like so severe. What's wrong with his body? The steroids destroy you from within, and the strength that you feel is a false strength. It's not really strong. And then if fighter were to fight, say, 3 intensive rounds, steroid make them feel like they're gonna be they're not getting tired in 2 rounds, and then all of a sudden energy crush down, and you feel like you don't want to move anymore. Like you're completely gone. You're out of it. That's not also another effect of steroids. The deception, the lies in the steroids. Okay, so well, I want to review quickly, show you that this final conflict. This is what we're looking at. I pulled up the Wikipedia, September 10, 2006, and the detail of the event is right here. So I want to show you quickly so you don't have to look at it by yourself. I don't know what this is. I think this is a mistake in the listing, because Mirko Krokop, Josh Bennett, they fighting 2 times, but this one I wanted to review Krokop versus Wanderlei Silva. And Josh Barnett, honestly, I didn't think much about him. Oh, his picture coming up right here. But I realized that Josh Barnett guy is as dangerous as Krokop and who's the other guy? Fedor Emelianenko. So anyway, so yeah, the fighters in that particular fight, and my purpose in reviewing these fights to give you a sense of more truthfulness, especially to ignorant people out there. I hung around a lot of MMA fighters. If someone has at least a little firm background in MMA, they know the deal. And but there are some of the really ignorant teachers. Even though they know the truth or something, they keep the truth to themselves, and when they talk, they say absolute nonsense and absolute pretense, completely different from the truth they know to public. Like Phil Dunlap, or some of the other teachers I know, that they talk like, look, you have no respect to what's going on. And well, when you talk with them one-on-one, they say, oh yeah, I know that, I know. Like when I say, these guys, they don't really, like, for example, like Wanderlei Silva, okay, he's a very tough guy, but he has huge flaws in how he executes punches, and he made it, became very famous and successful with head clinch knees, but that tactic that he's using over and over, executing, he even destroyed Sakuraba with that. It's not really a big deal. There's a big flaw in it, and that's where I comment. That's where I wanted to point out exactly what's wrong with these things, these techniques they are using. All right, so let's get back quickly to that, and then let's get started. Uh, so Krokop versus Wanderlei Silva, and these two individuals do not like each other much at all, and they spoke their mind, and Wanderlei thinks Krokop cocky or got you know bad attitude or something, but from what I see, I don't know them like firsthand in person, but I heard things, like feedback from other MMA fighter who hang out with them, and I hang out with those MMA fighter. They told me back. They told me back both guys outside of the ring are really really nice gentlemen, especially Wanderlei Silva. Like he became much nicer guy after when he got older. Like after he got a huge battle with these Pride FC guys, and then he got tangled up with the battles in UFC world, especially with was that what's his name? Chair Sonan, yeah, Chael Sonan. Like I didn't like what they did to Chael Sonan because yeah, Chael Sonan's he talks trash, they talk trash, but Chael Sonan actually follow up and went to their camp, in person and challenged them. All right, like the hell with the UFC ring, let's fight, okay? And they jumped him right on the camera. Okay, Chell took down Wanderlei Silva, and then he wants to fight. Like it's kind of dumb for Chell to think to do that. I'm not insulting him. Like I'm not saying he dumb person, but at the moment the act that he took, because there are like three or four other guys. They are Wanderlei's training partners and Wanderlei's buddies. Right away they jumped and they beat the crap out of Charles Sonnen right in front of the camera, and there's no honor in that. I mean, they all talk trash, and all right, this is not like a media conference event or anything, so he can jump in and he can just talk, make his hand do the talking. So I mean, if anyone fights, all of these guys are fighters, okay, and I teach martial arts, and sometimes a lot of times some somebody will come and challenge my students, and I explain the rule. Okay, this is what I would do, and I don't help. Okay, and then the challenger who came to me. I told my student, don't help, don't interfere, don't do anything, and I also don't put my students in front of me to protect. A lot of these low life teachers, okay, don't when the teacher says, you know what, fight my student first, and then if you win, I'll fight you. That is a nonsense lie. That is the cowardice act. Because you may see that in the movie, but in real world, it doesn't work that way. Because you already lose a lot of energy. Fighting costs a lot of energy. Okay, and then the teachers are very knowledgeable, very crafty. That's why they teach. Okay, just by watching, they already figure out what they can do with you. So number one, the energy loss. You getting tired. You spend most of the strength. Number two, you give away your skills and abilities by having somebody else watch. And then second time the teacher comes in, you have a great disadvantage. All right. I've been long-winded. Well, it's not long-winded for no good talks. These are good talks. All right, let's watch Wanderlei versus Mirko Krokop. So Wanderlei, you see, is not rushing in. Oh, he is rushing in now. First punch he got is very good, the straight punch, but it missed. But the rest of the punches, most of the Wanderlei punches, see what I'm talking about? The winging, short little winging punches. You can't rush in with those kinds of winging punches. And when Krokov's throwing straight punch, and with the longer reach, you're gonna get hurt. See that? A straight punch? Wanderlei does not know how to defend the straight punches. Okay. He's probably much tougher than Krokov. He can take much punishment than Krokov. But what's wrong with the stance, the posture the Wanderlei is doing is all wrong. He has no kick in that, like a little stout dwarf kind of position that he's putting himself. He's not dwarf himself. He's a tall guy, and then he exposed his hand like a chicken wing. He's like this, his chest open, his head open, and then he wants to go in and punch like a chicken wing punch it or something. That is completely wrong. That's why he's not. Look at him. See, he's going in with the big wide open face and going in like that, and then somebody throws straight punch, you're gonna get knocked down. So that's why I wanted to show the martial arts students, in case some of the people out there who cannot notice that. And on the ground, of course, he's gonna pay the price more. But the real deal, what happened was because of his stance, this habit, like how he's approaching or closing in distance to his opponents to attack. He got himself wide open. It's not gonna work. It, you know, well, strength, they probably about equal here. If you compare the strength, but the toughness, he's probably tougher than Krokov. But he's not doing well, Krokov, because of his broken, wrong stance. And he's doing well with other people because they're scared of him, or he's able to scare them. And Krokov got a lot of experiences instead of fighting. By the way, those K1 kickboxing matches and then the gloves. I want to comment on these big Western boxing gloves. I despise them. Okay, and it's a kickboxing match. I despise it because basically, especially if they're gonna allow elbows like a Muay Thai fight, wearing these big gloves, you are just forbidding these fighters not to punch, and then just so it becomes like in K1 fights, the fight become a kicking game, the kicking art. That's how Krokov became so popular. With he found himself with the kicks and so on. Of course, he has very good teachers too. One of his teachers, his major teacher was the lightweight teacher. Okay, I read about it somewhere. I heard about it. I don't know where I heard it. I forgot the name of the teacher. But does he know lightweight like really well? No, he just knows good enough to use. Like for example, he knows how to throw the straight punch, and he knows how to set up for kicks. But even his kicks, he knows how to find the open spots to kick, but doesn't know how to really create the open spot when there is no open spot, and doesn't know how to deal with a kind of thing. And he has no clinch. Krokov does not know how to win the head control and head clinch. But asking for the clinch deal is really too much to ask for, because even the top level Muay Thai fighters or top level lightweight fighters, they don't know. These are kind of tricky. Someone has to be like more dedicated. They have to be smart. The fighter has to be smart and kind of like a scholarly person to really listen to people carefully, and all the people that he meet, and then he fight, and he can contemplate what's wrong. Then he can figure out, because he's very deep, secretive techniques. You cannot make somebody your teacher, and then learn everything that you need to learn, everything that's important from one teacher, unless that teacher is phenomenal. Like me, like I know a lot, but I realize most of the people out there, most of the teachers out there, they don't know. They don't know. They kind of like specialists, one-dimensional. They know a little bit of what they know, and they just stick into that. And that kind of punch that you see apparently throwing these side punches, it's a waste of his energy. Nothing. Okay. Instead of punching like that, if he would just slap the ear with the open palm, like that will hurt. What do you call it? That will hurt Krokop more. The real deal is to elbow the top of the head. This way, the way Krokop is staying there, but I don't think that's allowed because it might hurt on the back of the head, or I don't know. Elbows are not allowed. So, and when you elbow the top of the head, if the guy get hurt, he's gonna get up a little bit and his face will be exposed, and then you can throw other variations of elbow, like Maurice Smith. I hope remember Maurice Smith fight versus the Mark Coleman. Yeah, Mark Coleman, Maurice Smith. The first time in the MMA world he showed how to deal with this thing. But Maurice Smith is not the first one, but before the jiu-jitsu became popular and this and that, if you watch Steven Seagal movie, the Under Siege 2, where the ones on the train, and then he took on some guy, and then he shows this guard position, the fight, like he got himself in guard position, and his opponent or the bad guy attacks him, and he would be doing that elbow, but I don't know whether he strike the top of the head, but he also strike the collarbone area with the elbow. So these tactics are no secret. Okay, if you are a careful martial arts student like me, you can see that in the world everywhere. Yeah, this is a waste of time. I'm glad the referee break it up, and he's gonna give a card to Wanderlei because Wanderlei he's acting tough and he's acting, but he's in big trouble right here. Like he should be wise and he should just give up the fight. There's nothing he can do. Krokop still have a huge package, a huge arsenal and energy left. He's draining. He's like more than 50% gone here. Wanderlei is more than 50% gone at this point. Krokop barely spent 10%. See the push again. Krokop. I've been praising him for pushing his opponent. That's that's a very good, the real deal, real striker technique that you don't see very often. And even though nowadays the MMA fighters are supposed to be improving, right? Because they watching the old MMA fights. But no, some of the MMA fighters I see, both in UFC and ONE FC, that hurt him. That hurt him. He just pretending that didn't hurt him. The low roundhouse kick and boom, is done. And Krokop remembers all the trash talk and he said, yeah, the hell with it. I'm not even happy. This garbage guy. I told you guys. So yeah, maybe the Wanderlei learned from his mistakes and became. Wanderlei was not a psychotic guy like that. Probably not in the beginning. If you go all the way back to Vito versus not Vito, sorry, Victor, Vito versus Vito Belfort, right, versus him in UFC. That was the quickest knockout. Vito did something similar to Bull Rush. And why was that? How? Why did that happen? Again, because the Wanderlei had this natural habit of standing like that, like a chicken wing. He got his chest open and his frontal part is wide open, and he's gonna like try to punch this way. And anyone, Vito was not a striker, but he's very young and very strong at the moment. And any fighter can sense, oh my God, this guy is wide open, and then they would just go in and you know rush in and start punching. If one punch lands, it's done. And this is what happened here too. The real damage that did to him was the one little simple straight punch that hurt his eye and he got knocked down, and then Krokov came on top of him and did more damage to him. So the lesson to be learned, learn Bogart. Okay, Bogart. Where can you see? If you never heard of it, what is Bogart? The Knight Foundation, AAW Knight Foundation. Contact me if you want to know more about it, or I'm gonna put up that MTV Instruction Volume 1. That's where I first taught the world Bogart. Nobody ever heard of it before, and nobody knew how to deal with these punches and boxings and this and that. Alright, see you at next fight.